Hello humans, Batsy here with another Create video. As you have seen by the title of the video, this past weekend I updated Create to the 0.5.1 version of the mod. It took a little bit to be able to update, but we had to wait for most add-ons to be updated too. We also took the chance to add a couple of extra mods. Mainly we added Immersive Paintings and Farmer's Delight. Immersive Paintings is a pretty popular mod lately. It's not just about adding more paintings to the world, it also allows the option to add your own paintings with a fairly easy menu. The best part of it is that you can import PNG files with a transparent background. If you wanted, for example, make a fancy looking sign or text on a wall. All very exciting stuff. There is also Farmer's Delight, which has a compatibility mod with Create. In case the humans haven't played it, it basically adds a few new crops and a bunch of new food recipes, as well as foods like the cake that can be placed down on a table. It's a pretty cool mod, to be honest. The crops are nice to have more variety if you make a garden on your build or something. And the foods are also pretty cool, it spices things up a little bit, for sure. But, before we get into any of that, we gotta start with the main update, the Create mod. One of the features of the latest update is the way mechanical pumps work. It used to be that pumps would swap direction depending on the rotational input they were receiving. So if you connect a pump with a small cogwheel and you invert the rotation of the cogwheel, you invert the rotation of the pump too. I guess they thought that was a bit annoying and decided to leave the rotation to however you placed the pump initially, and the only way to automatically swap it is by using a deployer. Which I think is good enough. Humans were rarely using the directional mechanic, and it was more annoying to build with. So as you can see by the footage in the background, we gotta check around the bases for all the pumps that are facing the wrong direction because of the changes, which shouldn't be that many, I don't think. Alright, I don't see any more in this section. Never mind, those two are also backward, and I bet the next one is too. Yes, pretty much all of them are facing the wrong way. Okay, I believe this section is truly done now, had to flip pretty much all of them. I was going to activate the factory and be AFK for a while, then realized the entire cobble generator needs to be fixed too. Half of those pumps are obviously facing the wrong direction now, so that's gonna be a fun half an hour. I thought it would be easier to remove all of the cobble first, with the pumps disabled. Then simply go one line at a time flipping all the pumps that need it. Alright, that wasn't too bad, it just took like 10 minutes to do, it can't be helped with this many pumps. I have already checked around the other bases, which barely have a pump or two in them, so everything should be up to date now. Sadly, while I was updating the server, I got pretty sick, which, I'm currently still am pretty sick. Between that and having to be constantly checking the server to make sure everything is going smoothly, I didn't have a lot of time to make an episode. And to be honest, a couple of afternoons I spent them in bed with quite a fever. So, instead of jumping into the factory as I planned to do, this week we going to build a neat little house. Because we added Farmer's Delight, I thought it would be a neat idea to go gather all of the new seeds we have in the server. Then simply make a cute little farm or something, and use the new plants as decoration. I know they also have crates and other cool stuff, so it will be a nice relaxing thing to do. What are we waiting for then? Let's go get some seeds, shall we? A lot of the central chunks have already been generated, so we will have to go quite far away to find new chunks and new seeds. But, while I'm flying for the next half an hour, let's take a moment to appreciate one of the comments from the last episode. 𝐋𝐢𝐬𝐬9570, sorry that name is impossible to pronunciate. Also Riviv sounds like a frog. Riviv. That's kinda cute. Anyway, they say, your industrial area inspires and shames me to try harder in my own save. I kinda let the aesthetics slide since it's just me. Thanks, Riviv, I'm glad my videos inspire you, and I hope they also help you make your own designs. Even though I tend to share many schematics, my ultimate goal is for the humans to learn something new every time, and not just be able to follow what I'm doing, but inspire you all to do your own things. It doesn't matter what's the best farm, if you make your own farm, then it becomes your wacky little baby, and that's amazing. It's how create should be played in my opinion, through experimentation, and going down your own path. Let's check another one. 𝐋𝐢𝐬𝐬4962 says, this is cool but at the same time seems like way too much work for what it is. I could just craft in bulk in my inventory, no? I mean, I guess they are kinda onto something. No, listen, hear me out. It's not about efficiency, it's about automation. Who would be crazy enough to craft for a couple of minutes? If you could make a way overcomplicated setup that takes 30 times longer to make, and even worse to set up, just so that you can go watch YouTube and be the coolest. That's what's important, and let me tell you, I rewatched 3 episodes of 𝐋𝐢𝐧𝐤𝐬, which I so love that anime. While the machine was producing deployers. Imagine having to click buttons, couldn't be me. Alright, enough comments for today, I think we made it far enough to start getting new chunks. I have been walking for the longest time, and I'm not able to find anything. To be honest, I haven't checked the wiki, so no idea what I'm looking for either, just assumed I should find plants in the wild. That's a lot of sunflowers. And more sunflowers over there. What's that? That's new, that's gotta be new. Let me see. Wild onion. Yes! We found one finally! Nice, we got a new achievement. So got the flowers separately, huh? That's interesting, but we got the onion. I wonder if we could get the entire plant with shears or something. Gonna grab them all for now and worry about it later. Oh wait, I see more over there. Yoink, mine now. These seem to only give the carrots. I made some shears, so let me try this again. Yes, now we talking. Give me some of those too, very nice. I just found these tomato seeds, but I wish I got the wild tomato instead. I'm trying to look for a different kind of biome. I read every type gets different seeds, but all I can see are plains. Nothing to see here, this is all snow. Those cold ones seem hard to find for sure. What about this tiny beach over here? Bingo. We got something. Wild cabbage, awesome, finally we have something else. I have been walking in the snow for ages, but I don't see anything other than grass and ferns. Hello llama, how are you doing today? Wait, that looks new. What are you? Wild potato, yes, finally. It's just one though. Okay, 2. I hope I can find a few more. Now we talking, that's much better. I see another beach up front, see if we can get the last one from the beach. There we go, I can see them. Sea beets, awesome. I believe I'm just missing the swamp now. If I were rice, where would I be? Probably underwater, right? That's just seagrass. Wait, that one looks different. What are you? Oh dear, my inventory is a mess. Yes. That's what I was looking for. Now an absurdly long journey back home. I'm still missing one more from the hot biomes, but this world doesn't have a lot of deserts nearby, but I know someone who lives pretty far away in another bigger desert. It's just a really long tunnel. Alright, their portal should be somewhere around here. I wonder where will it be? Oh, that was easy to find. Perfect, we are in a much bigger desert now, just need to find an unexplored corner. I'm thinking maybe I will go to the other side, and see how far it goes that way. Wait, what's that? That's totally something. Tomatoes, yes, finally. Not many, but we got all the seeds now. That was a fun adventure, but the fever is getting quite rough, I will go lie down for a while. Tomorrow I will continue with the house I had planned. Well hello humans, it's the next morning and I have a little bit more energy, so I'm gonna try to push through and build the house before lunch hopefully. Otherwise, I'm not even gonna have enough time to edit the video by Friday. I found a really good spot for the build, and I have a solid idea of what I'm gonna be doing. Also, I have some totems behind me, because I'm testing one of the mods we added recently called Angel Totem. It should be able to fly a little bit around an anchor and whatnot. It sounds cool for building at home, but crafting the totem requires rain and stuff, so let's not worry about that for now. Without further ado, let's get building. And just like that, we got a cool new house to fit all the little things from Farmer's Delight. So let me give you a little tour around the house, and show the humans what I have done, as well as a couple of surprises I added into the build. What do you think? It looks nice, right? I really love it. I think the color palette was a hit. But let's start at the beginning. I made this sort of arc at the entrance to put a sign later on, maybe to call it Batsy's Delight or something like that. I would really love some name suggestions for it. It has to resemble the theme of the farm, which is Farmer's Delight, but also is some sort of fishing hut by the pond? I don't know, I'm sure someone will have a good idea. Something I absolutely loved is this rail. I started by using campfires around the slabs because I think that's the best way to make a dock, but normally it ends up without a railing, or a trapdoor which is too thick. This time I used the supports upside down, which looks so fantastic. If we take a look at the opposite side, we have the first couple of fields, one for the rice, which I think is super cool, and one for the wheat because cabbages wouldn't look as good. But I'm still trying what I'm gonna put there. Maybe a mix of all the veggies. On this side of the house, we have the chimney, which ended up looking a bit weird, but in a neat way, I think. Also, some chests because I needed to dump all the stuff I brought with me, and funny enough there is barely any storage inside. But what I like the most is the roof. I think the texturing ended up looking fantastic. I started with crimson wood, but then there was nothing of that color to texture it with, so I went for warped wood instead. Viridium and dark prismarine and fairly, well, dark. The warped wood adds a really nice highlight to it, without overdoing it like oxidized copper. The main facade also looks pretty good. It's super simple, but I think it's more than enough. I made several layers so it gives the impression that is more detailed and busy while keeping it very simple. Especially with the oak wood on the background, I really like that contrast with the spruce. On the other side, we have the more fishy corner. It's some sort of dock to tie the boat, maybe unload the fish and stuff, but also to sit there and just fish in the pond or something. I thought was a neat corner. Of course, we also have the mighty glow squid, which I think looks wicked, it's super cool. And because the water wheel had to be here. I was going to put it on the house itself originally, but I thought this was better. The entrance on this side is an open door, which I'm not sure why I went for it, but I thought it was a cool idea. I decided to split the room in half with this sort of shelf in the middle, with the mushrooms and all. I honestly really like it. Then we have the normal kitchen stuff and of course the chimney. I spent plenty of time cooking with Farmer's Delight to get a few dishes I could place around, which I think was a good touch. Over to this corner, we have more decorations from Farmer's Delight. I particularly love the rice. And of course, the awesome fan art I received the other day, which I showed for a second during the cinematic. It's my first ever fan art, and I think it looks amazing. In case the humans from YouTube don't know, I absolutely love pixel art, and I started learning a bit. 𝐋𝐢𝐬𝐬 came with this, and I absolutely love it, big shout out to them. If we go upstairs, we have yet another fan art, also from 𝐋𝐢𝐬𝐬. Super cool both of them. This corner is the only thing I haven't properly finished because I didn't know what to do here yet. Maybe I end up placing a jukebox or something. There is also the bed, which has cabinets and everything. I think that corner is pretty good. I like to use the crafting tables from Chipped, they look fantastic as decorations. And of course my awesome pixel art, this one I did myself. Cool froggo. And this is pretty much it. I think the humans enjoyed this calm episode, and the build itself. I had a lot of fun gathering the seeds, and building all of this. It's always nice to relax and just build for a while. If I feel better, I will be starting with the brain of the factory next week, but until then, it will be a weekend to rest and watch anime. Take care everyone, and I will see the humans next time.